Hello friends, welcome back to Adike's InfoTech channel. Today I have come up with another one most important interview question which is asked by the MNC companies. That is how to load first, middle and last records into single target. So this is the most widely used interview question in any Informatica profile. Okay. So suppose we have a data employee ID, name, department. Okay, we have employee ID 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, name Rajesh, Mahesh, Ram, Chetan, Guru, Swetha. So we have names like this, and department is like IT, sales, finance, IT, finance, and then tech. So this is the source. We have a source data like this. Consider whether it is a table or file. Okay. So how many records we have? We have six records here. So the requirement here is first record into here, not into single target, different targets. Okay. So suppose the first record should go to one target and the last record should go to another target, and in between the first and last record these records should go to another target. Okay, so basically we have to load the first, middle and last records into three different targets. So in interview question they will ask you like this, whether they will give you a file or table as a source, and this is the requirement. So how we can achieve this? Okay, so first of all, we need to understand the question correctly. So the requirement here is first record, middle records, and last record into different targets. So how we can populate the records into different targets? So what the transformation we need to use? So to split the records, obviously we have to use router, correct? And here we need to filter out the records first, middle, and last. How we can filter out? So for that we have to use one filter. Okay, and then we need to calculate, right, how many records are there. We need to identify the first and last records. For that you have to use expression. So what are all we are going to use here, the transformation, expression. Okay, and filter. Okay, and then uh, to filter out we have to use filter. And for the last record, to get the last record, how we can achieve? We can use aggregator. We can use aggregator. Okay, and then we have to use router. Then target tables. So first of all, you have to understand the question and you have to analyze what are all the transformation we can use to achieve the required output. Okay, so we have analyzed the question now. Let's try to build mapping. Go to mapping designer. So I have connected to my repository. So let's consider uh, source as a flat file or table. Let's consider it as a table. Okay. Mm. So I'm just considering it as a table. So if you want, after watching this video, you can try source as a flat file. Okay. You can try that out. If you have any questions or in between you are not able to get the required output, or if you have any doubts, you can always comment on the comment section. Okay, so that I can help you, or I'll try to create a new video on the this flat file using source as a flat file. Okay, so I'm connecting to the source. I have already the tables are I have already created here. So let me take any one. So let's take this. We have 10 columns here. Okay, and we have the data. We have duplicate records in this. So, okay, let's take another one. Employee one. Yeah. So we have here 11 records, right? So we have 11 records and 5 columns. Okay. So we have to load the first record into one target and the last record into one target, and then in between these records into one target. So I'm just taking source as an employee one. Okay. And target employee one we have here same data. Okay, so I'll just use this. I'll just uh, truncate and load the data. Okay, so let's go to designer. Since I have already imported employee one, okay, I'm just drag and drop this source. Create mapping, give the name. What we are doing, we are loading first, last, and middle record, right? First, last, middle records. Okay, click OK. So as I said, you have to drag and drop the source. We have source here, and the target is employee one, right? Employee one. So as I said, first we have to create the expression. Okay, let's do that. Let's take expression here. So why we are taking expression here? To count the total records. So without knowing the total records, we cannot split the records, right? First and last records. So we have to get the total records. We have to count the total records first. So I'm just dragging and dropping all the record columns. Open this expression. Go to codes. What you have to do here, you have to create a variable code, right? To create uh, to get the sequence numbers. V underscore sequence. Okay. This is a integer. This is an output. So what we have to do here, v underscore sequence plus 1, so that it will create a one sequence. So and then we have variable code, we have to get one output code for that. Output of this is also integer. For this output, what we are passing input, here we are passing input is a v underscore sequence. Okay, so that's it. So now we have what we have done here, we have generated sequences. I'll just take this. So this is the table we have. What we are doing, one, one, two, three, four, five, six. So now we have created a sequence for each record. Okay, with the help of expression, we have created it. Now fine. So we have the sequences here. So now we need to split the records, right? The requirement here is first record. You have to load the first record into target table. So to load the first record, what we can take, as I said here, filter. So to filter out the records, we have to take a filter transformation here. Take one filter, okay. Uh, Pass all the records. So here we have to give a condition, filter condition. What we have to do? We have a sequence, right? Output sequence equal to 1. That's it. Right. If you filter out sequence equal to 1, what will happen? It will pass only first record, correct? Here, sequence equal to 1. So I'm just giving conditional sequence equal to 1. So the first record only will pass. So what this filter will do, it will pass only the first record because it has the condition has been satisfied here. Sequence equal to 1. If next sequence is 2 is there. So here the condition will fail. So it will not allow the second record or third or I'm sorry. Okay, it will pass only first record. So what we have done here, we'll take router later. Okay, and so we have done this first one. Let's do the last record. For the last record, what we have to take is it is aggregator. You take one aggregator. As you know that, I hope you all know. If you take aggregator, it will calculate, right? For aggregations only, we will use aggregator transformation. If you don't give any group by port, okay? If you don't give group by ports in this, what will happen? By default, it will sum up the values and it will pass only the last record. So here I'm not selecting any group by column. Okay. By default, it will take only the last record. So aggregator is done. Next, we have to take router. We have to route the records, right? So what we have achieved so far, first and last records has done. Now I'll tell you the middle records how we can achieve that. Let's take a router here. Router, router transformation. So I'm passing only these records. Okay. From here, what these are the input. Okay. No, I'll take this. Sorry, what? Okay. I'll just retake the router here. So I've taken router here. Since here we haven't created any variable ports, right? So instead of router, you can directly pass the records. Okay. So here I'm passing all the records to the mapping all the records, and so we need to pass the same records, right, to the multiple targets. So what I'll do, I'll just copy and paste this target. So it will create an instance, but it will not create a separate table. So it will just create one instances. Okay. So now what you can do, you can pass all that. Okay. Here sequence is not required. Okay. So here you can see the mapping is valid. Let's arrange all. So what we have taken here, first we have taken the expression and then filter So we are filtering only the first record and we are passing all the columns to the aggregator so that it will do uh, aggregations. But here we are not selecting any group by options. So by default, it will pass the last record. So last record we are passing to that one more time. Okay. Now let's create a mapping for this. Let's create this is source, right? Workflow. The targets in the open target. This is also open target. Next, next, next. Now let's go to workflow designer, workflow manager. First last middle records, right? So go to mapping here. Source user table, target is also table. Just click normal. Here what you have to ankit and move. Okay. So here also normal ankit table option. Right. Okay. So what this now the workflow is valid. That means here we don't have to do the truncate table. Okay. I think here we have to create two tables, two different tables instead of single. Okay, let's try. Okay, if not working, then we have to create one more table. Okay, start workflow. So it got succeeded. So it has passed. See, from source we are getting 11. It has taken only one record into first table and the another one record into last table. Okay, let's check. Start one. See, it got loaded. Uh, Ramesh and Arvind. So as you can see here, the first record is employee ID 1195673. 1105673 is the last record. Okay, 1105673. So we have loaded the first and last record into single table. Okay. If you want, they will ask you like different tables. Then just create another table in target. Okay, and then import here. Just pass this aggregator columns to this another target so that you can see for one table will be one record and another table will be the last table. Okay. So now the scenario here, where are the middle records? The middle records are not there. Okay. So to fetch the middle records, we have to use joiner. So okay, we have to use joiner. How we can use this? The same, like I said, to get the middle record, same we have to take expression, okay, and then we have to take filter, and we have to take aggregator, then we have to join it, and then we have to use router targets, okay. So this is how we can load the middle records. Same scenario. So this is for only to fetch the first and last records, okay. This one. So in interview, they will be asking like even they want the middle records as well. So how we can achieve this? By using this method, we can achieve the first, last, and as well as middle. If in interview they might ask you to get the first and last record, then you can explain this scenario. If they ask you to get the middle records as well, then you have to explain this scenario method. Okay. Now we will let's create a mapping for this. Okay. So here I'm taking. I'll be creating again one more mapping here. Okay. Source I'm taking the same employee one. Okay. And in target, uh, I'll create three targets. Okay. So let me create the target tables in the target. Okay. So how we have to do is we should be the table structure should be same as source. Correct. Create table employee one as salary. Sorry, no. Okay. Mm, one total. So what I'm doing is I'm just creating the table with the employee one as same as employee one, but I should not load any records. I just need only to create the columns and structure. So employee one is created. You go and check here. See, you don't have any record, but we have just created a table structure. In the same way, I'm creating one more table, one, two. So totally we have three tables now. So we will pass first records to employee one, last record to employee one, and the middle records to employee one two. Okay. So let me import the sources. Source is only one, right? So we have to import target tables. Target import from database. So employee one we already have here. So employee one and employee one two. We have to import these two. Okay. So I have imported. Let's create a mapping for this. M underscore first, middle, last records. Okay. FML. Now drag the source, and in the same way you have to drag the tables as well. Target tables. So we have three here. Okay. So just explore all this. So we have mapping here. So as I said, first create an expression. Same you have to create a sequence for this. Okay. Take one expression transformation. Pass all the columns. Go to ports. Create one variable port here. V underscores sequence. Choose an integer variable port to plus one. Validate it. Success. And then create one more port output. V underscore sequence, which is also integer, but this is a output column. We are passing V sequence as an input. So let's create one more port, which is dummy port. So why we are doing this is we have to join the table. The same table we have to join. So what it is a output. So I'm just hard coding it as one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do self join. So for that purpose, I'm just creating one dummy code. Okay, apply. Okay. Then what you have to do? Uh, Aggregator, correct? So we have to create one aggregator. So in aggregator, what we need to get, we have to pass these two only. So here we have to create one total count. Total count is integer, which is an output. How we can get the total count? With the help of sequence, right? Okay. Apply. Okay. So what we have to do, as I said, next aggregator, then we have to use the joiner. We have to use joiner. Okay. Expression and then okay, filter. We have to take filter, right? We forgot one. So for first records, till here you have to take. Okay. And properties and row sequence equal to one. Apply. Okay. So we are passing all these columns to first tab. So what we have got the first records. Okay. We have got first record. Then what we have to do? We have to. This is for joining that. Let's take one more aggregator. So here we have to select all, pass it to target. Okay, these are our last records. Okay, here I'm not selecting any group by column. So we will get the last record. So now what we have to do? We have to get the middle records to employee one to table. Okay. So we have this. Let's take joiner transformation. So I'm just using self join here. So I'm taking all these columns from expression to the joiner. Okay. And I'm passing dummy and total count to here. So what we have to do, we have to sort the data first so that it will join the table. Okay. Continuous. Okay. So we have mapped now. Here I can see the less, whatever the less columns is there, it will automatically, Informatica will automatically take these as a master, okay, and the rest are detailed. So in properties, and here we have to give the condition dummy 1 equal to dummy. So obviously it will get succeeded, right? What we have given, we have hard coded it 1, right, in dummy. Okay, apply, apply. So we have hard coded here dummy equal to 1. The same record we are passing it to aggregator. So 1 will be there. So with this 1 and this one, we are joining the table. Okay. So what we have got so far. So now we have to take router. Okay. Router transformation to all these records. Okay. Let's create a group for this. Let's create two groups. The first one is first record and last record. Here, the first record is Okay. Um, we have to pass sequence as well. What happens? Sequence got input. Data transformation. Till sequence we have to take groups and two groups. First record, last record. So why we are doing here again the first and last, I'll tell you. Sequence equal to 1. So, okay, these are the first record and the last record is our sequence equal to um, sequence equal to what we have to do here. Uh, the last sequence equal to last sequence. So what we have to do for get to the last record, our sequence equal to total count. Suppose we have uh, here we have 6 records. Okay. First, what we are doing here. So for first record, sequence equal to 1, then it is a first record. Sequence equal to 1, it will be first record. We have mentioned here. Sequence equal to 1, this is first recorder. Okay. And the last record, sequence equal to total count. We have got the total count from aggregator. Okay. Here we have the total count, right? This will calculate the total count. Total 6. Okay. Wherever the total count matching with sequence number. So obviously it will be the last record. Here sequence is 6, last sequence is 6 and the total count also 6. So obviously we will get the last record. Okay. So now what we have to do? We have to get the middle records, correct? So by default, this will hold the middle record. Okay. This will hold the middle record. Correct? Because we are filtering first and last record, then obviously we will be having the last records here. That's how we can get the middle records. But it looks a complex mapping. But once you have gone through this video a couple of times, then you will clearly understand. So now what we have to do, what we have to do here. So we have to just exclude first and last record. So just take the default record and map it to the target. So that's how we will get the last records. And this is so these are the middle records. Okay, these are the middle records, and this is the last record, and this is the first record. Clear? First, middle, and then last. If you want, you can rename the tables here. Table, rename it. Just for understanding purpose, you can rename it. Okay, but the table will not be renamed. Okay, here we are just renaming it. Mhm. Just for understanding purpose, we are renaming it. Okay, and this is middle records. Now let's save it. See, the mapping is valid now. Let's arrange all. So now you can clearly see the mapping here. So from expression, we are filtering out the first record, which is passing to, okay, we are passing to the first record table. And then for last record, we are using aggregator. We are not selecting any group by port. So we are passing all these to the last record. Okay. And for the middle records from expression, we are taking here we have created one dummy port and sequence. So we are passing only these two columns from expression to the aggregator, and then we are calculating the total count here. Okay, and we are using joiner by using dummy and dummy one. We are applying that condition. When the condition is satisfied, then the joiner will join the table, and here router we are passing only the middle record, which is the default one. So here we are filtering out the first and last records. Okay, and the default one we are passing into the middle record table. Let's generate a workflow. Source is Oracle source, and the target is Oracle target. Next, finish. Okay, we have created. Let's go to FML, right? FML records. Here you can see mapping, go to mapping. Sources is Oracle source, and the target is, which is a normal one. Let's target and load it. By default, here target load type is bulk. I'm changing it to normal. Okay, okay, then apply. Okay, save it. Let me run the workflow. So it is running now. So it got succeeded. Here you can see how many records we have from source. 11 is there. Okay. Out of 11, first record we have loaded first one record, and in the last record we have loaded one, and middle we have got 9 records. Total how many? 9, 10, 11. So total we have loaded 11 records. Okay. Let me check the same into the target table. Employee one and employee. So first record, we have to get Ramesh, correct? What is there? Ramesh. Employee ID 119567. 119567, correct? I'll just pin it. And the second one is this, right? Last record, Arvind is there. If you go and check here, Arvind Lucknow, 110567 3. 110567 3. So I'll pin this one as well. And then the middle records from Raju to Varun. So Raju 1195 373 1193 673. So Raju 1195 373 Varun 1193 673. Clear, guys? I hope you have understood this clearly. So we have loaded the first, last, and the middle records. This is very important question in interview. Just go through this video like 2 or 3 times, then you will understand it clearly. So you can answer it in the interview clearly. Okay. So you can try this source as file. Okay. Take in interview, one more interview question is there. How to load first record from file one. Okay. And same last record from file two. Okay. And middle records from file 3 into single target table. So this is also one of interview question. Okay, people will ask they will ask like this also. How to load first record from file 1 and the last record from file 2 and middle records from file 3 into single target table. This scenario is entirely different, right? Here we have loaded into different targets. First record into one target, middle record into another target, and last record into another target. Three different targets we have used in this case. Okay, but here he is telling to load different record from different files into a single target, whether it is a source or source type of file or table. Okay, just try to do this. If you don't get, if you got confusions or you have any doubts, just comment. Okay, I'll try to explain this scenario. Okay, in the coming video. Okay, if you have any doubts, please uh, drop your comments. Okay, in the comment section. I hope you have liked this video. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel for more such contents. Okay, thank you, one and all.